focus in what is feeling like a very shaky match. Falcons staying calm. 3-round lead. AK saved. Donk Deagle searching B, but nothing given over. And lucky for him, because m0NESY is on this line, so it's going to have to be an execute here for Skrrt to make it work. Smoke to cut this line off. m0NESY already moving back to the other side of the map. It's far too quiet. Skrrt are in no hurry. Honestly, surprising to not see Donk get that AK-47 off. Right? Whether it's called or just assumed. And there it is. It was a matter of time. Give yourself your best possible chance to win.
Well, look, we've been crediting Karrigan with some good B holds to get this one going, but in this round, Kyosuke is not close by to offer up support. Karrigan still delivering that opener. Now Kyosuke arrives, and Karrigan's the only piece that's holding on. Trying to buy time for his teammates. What if he doesn't need them? Karrigan on for the ace. Cut down one shy of it, but to say he's done enough is an understatement. Soak it in, because that's not an everyday thing for this guy. What does this mean for this series? If Karrigan's having rounds like that to start Mirage.
I mean, he's snapping Donk on that B hit, making it look like it's nothing. Clinical shots from Karrigan. You know how much he wants this. Willing to depart phase mid-season just to keep up a major streak, just to get back in another playoff, just to fight for the final that we so often see Karrigan in. 4 CS2 majors, 3 grand finals featuring this man. Say what you want, you can't say he doesn't want it. And so no better time to show up than this second map, this sanctuary for Team Skrrt on Mirage. And right now, it's no contest. Just worrying signs for Team Skrrt across this series. Will they get better? Doesn't feel like they have that punch right now that we so often associate with the world's best rifler. 1 and 4 on Donk. 2 players yet to frag.
I think if you're a team as sharp as Skrrt, you know, having Karrigan be the guy that's wrecking you right now is its own unique type of burn to the mental. In the eyes of a player like Donk, I'll put it bluntly, Karrigan's a bot. And yet here he is, you know, meant to be the guy bringing the tactical prowess. He is hitting hard. And that's only going to fire up the Falcons. Karrigan's best game at the major thus far, 15 kills. Did it twice, 1v Vitality, 1v G2. He's on track to have his best individual map of the major, and we're only 5 rounds in.
What's Donk got to say about that, huh? Quick kill, m0NESY trades. Nico in the connector, they come through the smoke. It's a mess. Zontix will keep this round alive. m0NESY has to move, aggressive, pushes down on the ramp. Tanir's tracking him, where's he gone? Can they figure it out? He missed that timing, m0NESY crouched.
This is so weird now. Tanir in behind enemy lines, but who gets the better of this timing? It's left to chance. m0NESY's about to cross his path and won't think to check it. So opener for Tanir.
Oh, they're going back. This is cheeky. Skrrt are getting very cheeky in some of these mid-rounds. I wonder if it will do them right or wrong. As a man waits back sight. Tanir hears the steps. He goes in for another fight. Kyosuke, it's too quiet. And he realizes as Tanir finds that frag, Karrigan might feel flustered.
Okay. Now we really see how wild this ride is. Karrigan hears them coming his way. 1v3 clutch attempt from the Falcons captain. He has held his own in every one of these rounds. Finn Karrigan Anderson, team on his back, but shut down. No magic in that round as finally Skrrt get on the board.
It's nice to know there are limits here to this madness. Skrrt at least do something. They get themselves in this game. Massive entries for Taneer. The patience pays dividends. Waits out m0NESY, feeling shaky in his position. And Taneer profits with 2 more kills on that A site. Give Skrrt the best possible chance to close out that round. Karrigan or not. So Team Skrrt, they don't wait forever. m0NESY might need a flick. Who peeks first? Ooh, as TeSeS into the orb they go. m0NESY holds a wrong line and TeSeS traded as well, so Skrrt can cool off. Or they could just go right now. Ramp, they push this one through.
You get 2 entries like that, you might just look to play with a bit of pace. They're kind of hesitant with Shiro going back. But the Rifles look to get stuck in, look to get committed. Karrigan the guy to try and fight first. And he's gonna best donk again in the head-to-head.
What is happening?
Taneer wrestling one back, but in comes KyuSuke. And now him and Nico side by side, hoping to recover this man down. Round, it's handed off to KyuSuke. Spam connects. Magic's with the response.
All right, it's a captain's game, huh? Magic showing up with a massive kill over the stairs, spams a second, keeps Skrrt alive in another very scary round because Falcons are quick to rotate. They know what to fake and they know what Skrrt are going to commit of. Those 2 entries are too easy to say no to. Skrrt reset the orb, they send it into A. Falcons now forcing back. Skrrt have the chance to break them and really build into this game. A worrying start could dissipate.
Just start to breathe a little easier, don't you? The idea that you can launch this into a level playing field if you win this round. Again, they're coming the way of Karrigan. Timed block, but it goes deep, and it feels like Taneer is more than willing to just walk right through that. So they're coming Karrigan's way. Rotations a long way out for the Falcons. Can Karrigan buy them any time? All bearing down upon him. He's going to catch Shiro, brings him down low. A little too much. As 4 players adorn that B site, Karrigan's got nowhere safe to hide. And a save called. Nico, m0NESY, and TeSeS just hoping to get out with these guns and armor. Team Skrrt, bit by bit, start to enter the conversation again. Now they will have an AWP, an M4 to go up against in the next. And this is where the strong start from Karrigan. While it's nice, you want some of these superstars switching online soon.
Your biggest mistake would be to doubt Team Skrrt at this point in the matchup. Just because they've had a slow start, they've looked a little shaky at times. Donk is well and truly warming in now. All the kills on this hunt, no AWP saved, nothing left for Falcons. 2.5 in the bank. This is an eco. This is Skrrt evening up. Falcons cannot afford to underestimate. I mean, do we remember Mao's last year? Took down the world #1, took down Team Vitality in the semi-finals. Oh my goodness. Went on to that grand final. Felt like they'd done the hard part, then Skrrt hit harder.
Can this round get any more weird? Because Donk is out of the picture. Karrigan's even purchased up a Deagle. What with the hot hands he's coming to this game with. KyuSuke patrolling in the windows, given another. 5v3, only pistols for the Falcons, and they keep that lead. Kiyasuke trying to get ahead of this, goes over to pad out this B site. Tesse's aggression out through top mid, spots that bomb. Now they know it's late. Kiyasuke's fantastic round brought to a close, and that bomb getting away from B. Now a moment of doubt, because Tania still holds the bomb site. They don't know where Nico's gotten to in all this downtime.
He's gonna help him out, go back abs, check under, clear this for him, make sure they can group up and trade the kill. Nico hears him running away. Does he know what that means? They recommit, they do it loud. Nico in position.
He's going to try and get himself tucked in right before this hit, and he gets there just in time. There's so much uncertainty in this. Now they know where Nico is, and they look to ice him out. Play that together, play to their strength in numbers.
All right, great to see Tania finding success in these late round situations. That is a massive 3K, a lot of thought behind it. Knows he has to push the boat out on his B fake. Does so well, it draws the bomb back in, and they hunt that final kill together. Very, very important round for Tania. We were getting shades of Falcons winning that full eco with just Eagles. Like they did yesterday on Dust 2, but not here, not now. Spirit saved themselves in a 2v4. Falcons can ride it off. They've got rifles and they're riding on them.
Need to try and stem the bleeding soon, right? This is a big streak for Team Spirit, warming into the T side. Heard even back on that first map, they were prepared for this series to go the distance. They know they have what it takes on Mirage. So you don't want them feeling too comfortable. You don't want anything feeling too certain. Walk down through mid. Donk and Magic's playing it together. Magic's actually sent out first. Donk looking for trades, but Nico backs down. That's well timed. Donk just can't find any peace at the start of Mirage. Now they look for the B hit. Karrigan, Kiyasuke, this time side by side in the bomb site. Karrigan's gone right away. Kiyasuke burning, silenced by Tania. And rotate starts to arrive, but this is starting to feel like a losing battle. Break on the smoke nets them nothing. And if you're not given a reason to go for this, if you're not given a reason to believe, you might have to write it off. Nico goes looking for his entry. Magic's floating around up close. Footsteps heard. Nico with the trade, but it's not the invitation they were hoping for. Him and Monacy 2v3, and around they've got to reconsider. Team Spirit keep the streak going. 5 in a row.
Absolute form flip on the day as well. We have Tania absolutely carrying Spirit through these rounds, while Donk is just dead after nothing. Spammed through this smoke by Nico. He didn't even get a chance to play this round, and Tania finds Nico at the end as well. Triple kill, 12 and 5. Tania standing tall in this high impact game. Winning round after round for Team Spirit on the T side. They take the lead. Falcons use a second timeout.
And it's just wild to see, isn't it? I mean, this guy's been a real focal point for Team Spirit throughout the major run. Had some really rough games in there where he certainly looks a little uncomfortable. Now in the highest pressure moment, he is giving you a fantastic game. Spirit cannot afford to waste that.
Yeah, Yanko mentioned on the desk coming in, right? We saw Tania pushed off that long position when we hit one of the overtimes on Dust 2 yesterday. Donk said, look, this is mine now. I need to do it. You're not holding your position. We saw some sloppy holds from Tania. And so what a time to flip that on its head and stand tall. There's still time for Donk to get activated on this T side. Few more rounds in the face. Falcons just have what they saved. An AWP and some light upgrades as Spirit go for something standard, a set piece. Hey, Execute getting lined up here for Team Spirit. Falcons playing close with 4 players.
That's an opening for Monacy. Been getting avoided here on this CT half, but with a hero orb comes heroic moves. Nico with another, why not make it the double? Knife pulled, takes the risk, takes the chance. Have they given Shiro an opportunity with that ballsy move out of Monacy?
Certainly giving him an orb. No better gun for the job.
Again closes in. Seeming determined to try and have more impact is the Falcons captain. That is ludicrously quick. And so now the going gets tough for Nico. Health advantage, sure, but it's Shiro that's well on his way to that B-bomb site, and AWP in the post is weapon of choice. This is far from an easy round. Arriving quickly, and that might be what's needed. Nico gets there just in time.
Unscope, he cleared it. He thought he had it. Falcons get saved by Monacy and Nico. The two superstars do what they do best, and that is win you rounds. 2 from Monacy, triple from Nico, and an absolute shutdown here from the Falcons on a low economy round. So quick, almost too quick to unscope in that 1v1. Five-round streak broken here by Falcons on low eco. What can they make with it?
See, one down range. Very much feeling inspired after that round prior. Been getting left out of the action, hasn't had a chance to play. This is Falcons trying to regain control over Mirage. And they do so by brawling, they do so by fighting, feeling that they've got the edge on Spirit in these heads-up engagements. Yasuke sitting back over towards the connector. Been a quiet start for this guy, and while Monacy and Nico have arrived, you're still waiting for him to get going. Other side of this smoke, there are a lot of crosshairs trained on this position. Magix leaves it to Chance. Chance is a fine thing indeed. He's out of there.
Can't hunt him down now. He has disappeared. Nico goes searching. He's at least going to clear mid, and that opens up a timing if he wants to take it. This is absolutely where Magix has gone, and so Falcons roll the dice. They opt to gamble. They trust in the flank from Nico, and Monacy moves into this site. No matter where Spirit go, they are running into a trap.
The moment you see that Monacy AWP, you know you've been rumbled. Nico's backstab might just beat them to it. There's the AWP firing off. Nico closing in. Nowhere left to hide for Spirit. Falcons take the lead.
What a beautiful move from Nico in the late round. It just walks it right down under. Perfect flank, perfect read. And Nico has had one hell of a game here in this semi-final. Searching for that one lost trophy. The one that always eluded him.
You know, we say captains set the culture within a team, and I think this is Carrigan all over. The idea that he really does give his stars, and he's not shy of them, in this Falcon squad, a hell of a lot of room to play. Something he's always done. In fact, at his lowest moments, it's been where he's actually assumed more control and had to kind of over-micromanage. When you're dealing with veterans of the game, like Nico, prodigies in Monacy and Kiyasuke, and just captains players like Tess says, you've got a tremendous amount of faith in these individuals to make the right moves and react accordingly. That makes them very, very flexible indeed. Kiyasuke playing it forward. Awkward fight for him.
Shooting teammates.
Gives Nico a love tap back in the connector and dies after one. Round still hot, Spirit. A lot to play for here. Would love to split this half right down the middle.
Indeed, got us into overtime back on Anubis. Spirit searching for it. They're going to leave Zontix in a strong position. Still utilizing middle, coming up connected to near. Tessa's hiding out. Where has he gone? It's Nico who has to win these fights. Head on. Spirit coming through. Nico searching those kills, but they read it well. Don't discount the possibility behind that smoke. Carrigan might dive in front of the Molotov, but Shiro says not today. Tess says the only player remaining in this site, and they've got the spot as well. There is nowhere to hide as Shiro shoots him through default. Monacy, an impossibility in this 1v3.
Out through the window, but they're considering this, and with a miss from Monacy, Spirit hone in on this split half. They're made major lifeline, relies on a Mirage recovery. They go to the defense, their better half. A Skrrt still in this thing.
Again, at first base is a drag. He's going to hit the ground there. Oh, what a jumping double for Cole! What is going on right now? How does he do this? Cole is safe luminosity with the on play.
What yesterday was one of Counter-Strike's most chaotic days, today stories will be cemented here in the Cathedral of Counter-Strike, the Lanxess Arena, giving us two semi-finals. Furia already waiting for a BO5, and Falcons and Skrrt surging for success. For Skrrt, it's defending champions. For Falcons, it's reuniting of Nico and Karrigan, looking to do what they never could back in Boston. It's an even game. Safe to say, Skrrt have woken up a bit, but Donk has still gone cold in this second map of Mirage.
Yeah, he has been a non-factor, never really given the room to play. The receiving end of all these spams, all the trickery out of the Falcons. An unlikely candidate sitting up top of the board, it's Karrigan holding that top spot. Nico there alongside him, the veterans performing on this all-important second map.
Donk has felt like a magnet for nades, every HE thrown by Falcons landing on his head. It's now the time for him to change his fortune. Or is this just a bump in the road for Falcons on a glorious run to this grand final? Shiro rotates in. Donk is out of commission in this pistol. Falcons are lining up and execute.
Now going into a stack, 3 strong here for Team Spirit. So you really hope this is enough. Falcons' flawless pistol track record in this series. Is that about to change? Kiyasuke doesn't think so! 3 from him on the entries. Carrigan, lengthy fight up against Donk.
Good nade.
That nade might just decide it. Down to this, a 1v1. And the 2 generational talents ready to go blow for blow. Nico's got experience. Donk has raw speed. Let's the silence do the talking. Nico now with the spot. A pistol round that shapes the momentum of this charge for the finals. Nico's got it!
He always did. It's a destined head-to-head for Nico. 9 times in a row did him and Modesty beat Donk. And while that only changed at the end of 2025, Nico is back on his BS. Looking to send Donk another rung down. These are 2 players going head-to-head on big event MVPs. Nico holds 9, Donk holds 8. Trying to challenge Nico. Trying to take it away here in Cologne.
And look at Donk at the end of that round. He cannot believe it. He had Nico looking the wrong way. These are not mistakes you see out of a former world #1.
Donk, I mean, has broken every rule, every record. The most consistent player we've ever seen in the few years we've been watching him. And to see a game like this is uncanny. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute. That could have been his way back into the match. MP7 out on shore side. They go spamming. Donk takes 1, but the entry still comes in. This B bomb site is under threat.
Odyssey offers up a double there from Catwalk before he's dealt with. Hit coming in over towards B, and Carrigan just skirts on by with that bomb in tow. That was really the best chance for Spirit if they wanted to make something of this force buy. AK now retrieved for Tania, sitting top of the board for Team Spirit. A guy that's been at the focal point, blamed for a lot of the problems, blamed for a lot of the shortcomings. Had some very quiet games here, and the clutch is handed off to him. Can he make something of this? Spam out of Carrigan. He says, not today. Force buy shut down. And so Falcons off to a rip-roaring start in this second half.
Doesn't it feel like destiny? Doesn't it feel like it's all there for the taking? You're getting a Spirit on a shaky day. You're getting Donk dead after 1. And you have won every single pistol. You have converted every single pistol in this series. Have Falcons, something that plagued them at the dawn of this roster. It was comedic how poor they were in what are supposed to be 50-50 rounds. Well, now they've won them all. Chasing that legacy. Nico is having none of it.
I mean, when you talk about players with a point to prove at these majors, there is no better candidate than Nico. Hold on a second. Donk's the Eagle. Can I give them a way out? Kiyasuke is getting spammed down low. It's handed off to Nico in this clutch. The right as you speak of the devil. He must appear. Nico with 1 back. This was never supposed to be this close. They have demanded so much of Nico to start this second half, from a clutch in the pistol, now asked to do it again. This won't be some big bombastic finish. Nico's got to test his brain here, as this is a drawn-out 1v1. Saw him look comfortable to do so versus Donk, but this is Magic's the captain, the thinking man in Team Spirit. Footsteps heard, and that's all Magic's needs. But it's not the answer he was hoping for. Feels like now he's in the wrong position. Nico trying to fake him out. Rifle retrieved for Magic's. as this is a tense moment. But Magic's finishes! Nico couldn't piece it together! And a smirk on his face as Magix knows that round can reignite the fires for Team Spirit.
Yeah, that gives them an opportunity here. That gives them a chance. That breaks the money fully of Falcons after their pistol win. Magix gets one up on the top performer in this map. And that has got to feel good with the rounds that Nico has delivered here for Falcons. Magix stabilizes the game. Donk to his dying breath, cheering every round, cheering every teammate that has kept him in this series. Trying to buy enough time for him to come alive in this semi-final. And this is when the stress hits, because suddenly it's an uphill battle. Money broken, 2 AKs adorn the Falcon. Spirit have economic advantage.
How many have the util to go for a drawn-out round here? So how punchy do Falcons try and make this? They send one of their rifles out with Tessez over here towards A. Yasuke really trying to force this opening on the other end of the map, but he meets util head on. And that is an edge that Spirit will continue to have throughout this round. Putting all this pressure on early. Trying to draw as much as you can out of Team Spirit.
Trying to set up Donk. Cancel that. Double nays land on ramp. Falcons evading capture. Magix, I mean, of all players in the playoffs, he has the highest successful flashes coming into the playoffs. Knows what it takes to set his team up for success, but in this round, he is on his own. He's missed a jump twice now. He needs to hold his position. Falcons are coming in. They have no util to stop him. He has nothing to stop them. It's coming down to gunfights in this B site, 2v5.
Footsteps now heard, and they know that hit's on its way. Tessez sent in first, Nico dead. First set of openers go in the way of Spirit, and they'll continue to do so as it's only Modesty left. Only has this 1v1 available for a little moment. These rotates are on their way, so he's looking for it as fast as he can. Modesty with big damage, but the rotates arrive. No clutch today.
See how difficult it is to get out of the B apartments when you don't have a speck of util. Even a default site smoke does nothing to stop Team Spirit. Full vision and full faith in their crossfire, holding that site very strong indeed. Falcons full broken. Spirit, the lead is up for grabs. Better take it while you can.
They burn their timeouts very, very quickly, so going to use this as a chance just to talk things over, are the Falcons. There's a big task in front of them is Spirit. Thanks to that clutch from Magix, converting upon it. Now in a powerful position on this CT half.
Yeah, who knows what these next few rounds will hold, but if Spirit were to win this map with the game we got out of Donk, with the 4-kill first half, with the whiffed pistol 1v1, you would bank on him winning every single time. If Spirit actually win this map, what does that even say about this team? The fact that they can do it together, so little reliance on their star, shows the evolution of this squad that we've been seeing from time and time, with Magix in this role, with Zontix back in the server, with Shiro step up on all guns, and Tanir led them through this T side to get here, with so many multi-kills. Team Spirit, this one should be easy.
Chance at a mow down for Magix. Ooh, ugly here for Zontix, but
Good molly.
We'll stop that bomb plant, and that's really what the Falcons were looking for in this round. No worries here. Cleanup crew is in.
Calm.
Spirit back in the lead, but for how long?
That's the million-dollar question here. Maybe Falcons have the answer. Rifles come back out. m0NESY's AWP will be delayed. As Falcons are still reeling from their third round of this half. Back to mid control. Zontix makes a move. Shiro rather makes a move into ladder. Zontix on the A side for a change. He's going to support Donk in the connector. Two-man hold, looking to fight together, but that molly pushes Shiro back. Donk is on his own. He wants more.
That's the most terrifying factor right now. The idea that Donk can start rolling in this series. Oh, that all lines up. The stars align for Shiro. And this starts to feel decidedly different to that first half. Full control with the rifles. Tessez and Nico not together here in this 2v5. Tessez trying to open a back door, but this bomb is dropped. This bomb is loose out in middle.
Irretrievable.
How interested even are you? Tessez giving him a fight here. Zontix doesn't necessarily need to hang around and take this, but you know, if you get rid of him, round is dead. Nico still aggressing down through those lower tunnels, slowly closing in. There's 30 seconds left in this round. You almost have to win it to the kills at this point. Nico, that's clean, but he can't follow up. Don gets the better of him. And Tessez was living on borrowed time throughout all of that round. 2 for Donk, collateral out of Shiro proves to be more than enough.
Yeah, you could see the way in, but info was power there for Spirit. They had such powerful positions, they didn't have to commit to fight. Even if Donk dies there in middle, Zontix knows he can stop them picking up that bomb from the window position. Spirit set up very well in that 4v2. Thank you, Shiro and Donk. Those two finding 4 and shutting down the round here for Team Spirits. Much needed. Puts Falcons back with pistols. Pop out the ramp smoke. Bit of pace here for the Falcons. Shiro stems the bleeding.
Closing in, but Shiro just keeping them at arm's length this entire time. Anyone that's made it close to the spawn is on the receiving end of this AWP. Nico Deagle will not save them, and with Tessez brushed aside, Spirit are making moves towards a deciding map.
Donk's looking different. He's looking alive now, isn't he? These shots are connecting. He's converting a beautiful spray out in the open, trusting his aim. He's still got the confidence of the world's best rifler. And that can go a long way with skills like this. 11-8, quite the streak amassing here for Team Spirit. They say, Falcons, if you want those finals, you're going to have to come and get it.
Says here's that. Knows about an aggressive move here out of Spirit. More informed, thinks twice about going around that corner. Spirit aren't done making moves. This is more than just ramp aggression.
They just haven't played the B side in this half. In the last few rounds, Magix has shut it down, so they're just fine to leave a solo player in that position. Again, Zontix meanders over. Spirit have the right call. Can they connect the shots?
Everything on the timer of just waiting for these smokes to fade, but if Falcons do commit to this A play, they're going in into a Spirit stack. 30 seconds left on this round. Time is becoming a real problem here for the Falcons. Going to force them to commit, force them just to go in to uncharted waters, right in to this stack. Donk, only good for one. Tanier's got their back, deals with Tessez on that backstab.
Stay alive.
Odyssey locked in a fight over here, but that bomb's gonna go down. He wins his on Shiro. Still bomb loose out in the open. No time for Odyssey. No miracle, no angle to work. It's Team Spirit looking to run away with Mirage.
You can't vanquish this team. They look dead in the water. They look done on this stage. They look like they had nothing left, and Donk had 4 kills at halftime, but somehow Spirit are here. From 8-6 down on pistols, that clutch from Magic's reignited Team Spirit. They have not lost a round since. Falcons banging their head up against the wall, stack after stack, successful for Team Spirit.
From close and competitive.
Activated, he was stop fragging the first half. They just didn't manage to convert, and it's worrying.
Approach towards the B-side seemed like he lacked a little bit of ideas. You know, they've tried so many different approaches, but nothing seems to be working at them. And I feel like also the fact that they gifted a couple of rounds over to the Spirit Camp, notoriously the anti-force rounds, which they have been struggling with, has been a little bit of an issue. And mental side, you know, it's about resetting now and going into a map that they are very known for.
Yeah, not over for either side of the equation. But let's tackle this one in a more linear fashion. We've got round number 8 from what was a pretty brawly first half, Steeker. What are you pulling out here?
And this is just to exactly underline the point where the Falcons were just struggling on those gun rounds. This is the round where it felt very much winnable. Kyosuke eliminates Dong on top mid, then he finds another gap onto Magic's, and now after pretty good trade on short, 1-for-1 here, it leaves in a actually very winnable situation right now. But the way they slow down everything, the way Shiro lurks around this map, Tanir takes a lot of space. They know they were on eco. They know they don't have Kevlars. He's just being activated with his MP7 and MP9, sorry. And the way how they just slow down the whole gameplay, and in the end, anyway, hit B side, which was, by the way, their target whole T side. They were just targeting that side, even though Kerrigan had a good game, and they just are able to convert these rounds, and it's just a miracle how they're able to bounce back in such an unfavorable position again and again.
I think most of the time you could probably tell the fact that Shiro is always lurking somewhere, or at least like finding himself where he's not part of the pack, right? This is the 3rd time he does this in the game, and that's very like Shiro-esque, that he decides to be a little bit away from the pack, and then he punishes someone pushing him whenever they're going for the information, and that creates like another avenue. This was one of the examples. He also did that the one on Anubis where he catches Manusio off guard, and I think, you know, it's the way that he's doing it. It's very frustrating to go up against a player like that that'll always do this kind of things, but you also got to be prepared for it, because he's always been doing it, and he's still going to continue doing it, and that's the way that Spirit finds their way back at these games.
He's reading the game really well, because in Mirage, when the numbers are getting low and low for T-side, the opportunities to rotate are no longer through CT and kitchen, but you can actually push and go through underground, go through top mid. That's when Shiro actually slows down, and he's catching them time and time again, going from connector up to short, going from connector down to underground. It happened multiple times in this map alone, and I just praise Shiro for reading the game so well in the clutch situations.
And we pointed him out, like this is usually where he struggles, right on the big stage. And he had a great Anubis, he had a good Mirage too, but that's where you see some of the sloppiness from Falcons, right? They're in a 4v2 situation, and it's just one by one, the remaining players who die. And it's not going to be perfect for them, but on this map, they gave a little bit too much to the side of Spirit.
And it was a map where Donk looked human, as you said, Janko. Dupree, that's not a feat that happens often, and if you're Falcons, you want to take that opportunity hands-on. Doesn't convert.
It's quite a statement from the likes of Spirit. I think the fact that they can win this game where Donk doesn't really show up, you know, like this is Donk not showing up in the fashion that we know he is, right? You know, he even gets 3 multi-kills and do end up in 14 in 17, right? He still had impact here and there, but it's far from what we know Donk can bring to the table, right? And I think even like when this game ended, multiple of the Spirit guys, they walked up to Donk and they actually gave him a hug. Like, I think they wanted to comfort him a little bit. Like, I know that it looks like the Spirit players are aware that he's not feeling the game right now, and they know he's going to be important moving on to Dust 2, and even the pistol round where he whiffs a little bit on Nico, you know, it's just not the Donk that we know of, and I think he knows himself that he's maybe letting the guys a little bit down, but it's good to see that they can turn things.
Hindsight is always 2020, but I guess we should take a look at what ultimately was the final nail in the coffin moment. This was at 1v1 between Magic's and Nico. Siko, why don't you run us through this one and how maybe this wasn't played the best by
This is again full ego almost coming from Team Spirit, and they somehow convert. They have a brawl in connector through the smokes. They again make a good trades. The guys on A are just dying. Coming out of abs, immediately Donk deletes one, then deals a good amount of damage on the second one. actually Shiro here is able to finish the kill off, and after all, Nico is getting himself in a pretty good duel, okay? So this is 1v1, let's paint the picture. He goes back to pick up the C4. Magix knows that something's off. He knows that Magix is B player, but the way he overthinks and overcooks it in here is, again, kind of worrisome, because you know they're on a Nico, you know they don't have any Kevlar, you want to take the duel whenever possible, and the way he plays this in an arena, when there's audience and there's going to be a lot of cheers revealing some of the positions, you just cannot do that. That was not Nico-esque 1v1 clutch. You kind of want to bring that capacity of your aim a little bit forward and just take the duel head on and search for him instead of being searched.
Well, I mean, it's the B player. He doesn't know where he is. He suspects he's somewhere close to B, throws some utility, hoping to keep him there and goes to the other side. It's very hard to deal with no information. I'm more wondering, why are you fighting Connector at 125 in the round when apps on A are smoked? Where's the communication to just hold and wait? You're playing up against an eco, you're taking fights for no reason that you don't need to take, and you already found one kill. And I think this is where we're seeing, you know, some of the deficiencies with the Falcons. And Anubis has been great, Dust2 has been great, but some of the other maps is where you see weaknesses, and then maybe just not being on the same page enough, not having enough time. On the other side, you have a Team Spirit that's quietly on a 13-match win streak. All best of threes or best of fives. Ever since that loss to Vitality in Rio, they haven't lost a game. So that's a ton of reps that they have with this 5-man lineup where, you know, they have an edge over Falcons in moments like these.
And obviously it was kind of the T side where we had questions, I guess, for Falcons. It's what we were all hearing that Karrigan was brought in to be fixing here. I guess this was a bit more of the Falcons of old. Like, they've kind of put forward a compelling case on some of these other maps as well, but...
It's tough. We always talk about winning pistol, losing second round, right?
Yeah.
Like, this has an even bigger swing because it's an eco, so Spirit has money in the bank. They get the win bonus. Falcons don't have as much economy behind, and you could see the round after that, I think they had 3 smokes when they bought, right? Like, there's not many plays in your playbook when you have that sort of a buy. Like, those rounds are very hard to win. So you try there, you lose, then it's an eco, then again it's a buy with Monacy, no op, right? Like, that's not a scenario in which you want to be in. And for Spirit, winning rounds, having a big economy, all of a sudden you can take gambles, play 4A, do this, do that, and they're a very, very good CT side team. Like, they're very smart about how they go about these things, especially when they have a lead, and that was too much for this Falcons team to overcome on a map like Mirage.
The main reason for me why I brought it to round 15 is that, yes, finally, Falcons won the T-side pistol round, and now this is where you are building up the whole game plan. The fact they crumble so early in that half is worrisome because, I don't know if everyone is aware of this, but we always praise Overpass and Nuke as the most CT-sided maps. Here at the Major, it's Mirage. Most of the good T-side teams actually crumble, and this is the most CT-sided map we've had in a long time, and obviously, it's just by slim margin over Overpass, but it's a new trend. Overpass was never this T-sided, so you have to get the ball rolling early on T-side, which they did by the winning pistol round. Nico in an amazing 1v1 against Dong, where he was out positions, but Dong just missed the shot. Nico adjusted really, really well. But then you have to bring the callings and obviously the individuals to step up the T-side. That did not happen. On the other hand, it gave the momentum back to Spirit.
Speaking of that CT side, that is where Spirit are going to be starting on that third and final map of Dust2. Set me up, Janko. What should we be expecting from this defense?
I think we'll have to wait and see what the approach for Falcons is. We saw Tanir struggle yesterday, but he stepped up tremendously today on Mirage for his team, right? And yesterday that was one messy game for the Falcons. Also for Team Spirit, they had to come from behind and win the game in overtime, right? Donk plays towards that B bomb site. You do wonder, like, wouldn't he be better used as an A rotator so he can be everywhere a little bit? So we saw G2 actually take the fight to Donk. Like, their game plan was to go B a lot early on, and they were finding success. We'll have to see what Falcons plan to do.
And you've split up your 2 best players, and Shiro is having a phenomenal game right now, you know, and that's gonna be very important for Spirit when Falcons turn their attention to the A side. But, you know, it's also about the fact that Donk, you know, I don't think Donk's gonna have 2 bad games in a row, and even like, this is not even bad, like, but let's just put it mediocre. I don't think that's gonna be a case. So the fact that you have Donk on one side and you have Shiro on the other one, that's at least where you're gonna be like, where do we want to put our eggs in the basket, right? And I think the G2 approach, like, either you're just gonna go all in and you're just gonna like over rumble like Donk, or then you're just gonna try and avoid him, but then you're gonna turn your attention to Shiro.
It's interesting because if you go A, like, sure, he's not there, but it can be a 3v3 retake.
It can.
If you go to him, you have a 5v2, right?
Because he kills him.
When you can, no, like, when you can get rid of him, and then you play a retake, maybe even 2v3, but at least you've you know, neutralize Dong.
Exactly, yeah. What approach would you take, Stika, if you were Falcons in this very moment starting T-side? What do you think is going to be the most effective?
All right, I actually looked into some of the stats around Dong, and I noticed quite a trend that whenever he has an AK, that's when you avoid him. When he doesn't have an AK, that's when you can actually try to abuse him. And this is one of the players that is just notoriously known for his first bullet accuracy and the way he's able to string out these multi-kills. With M4, not that much possible, right? But with AK, I honestly fear Dong. And everyone in this arena should fear Dong when he's on the AK, but obviously we've had a little bit of a quiet game, and yes, that it might come into play here on us too, but I still think that Falcons is here to play, obviously, and Dong is going to disrupt the most of the game plan that they're trying to bring.
Less than a minute left, gentlemen. Where are we putting our eggs? In what basket are they laying right now, Janko?
I think Skrrt is the favorite to take this. In the last 3 months, they've only lost it to Vitality in that trio final and to Aurora in this stage 3 game. This is a map that they're just so proficient on. They can do a lot of different things, and this is where you feel like after Mirage, Donk will be back to his usual form.
It wouldn't surprise me if it goes a bit to overtime. It's a map that both teams just really love to play. And if it goes to overtimes, why not pick Falcons?
Well, it all comes down to this. The third and final decider to see who seals the spot in the Cologne Major Grand Final versus Furia. It's going down on Dust 2 after this short break.
Bro, you're baiting every round. Talking about. I had so many trades. You're trading anything. You're miles away. I carried you. Tell me game. One round. Hold on. Let me pull up CS stats. Oh wait, my bad.
You suck. Settle your debates. Search your profile on CS Stats and turn on tracking to see all your games.
Boys, Nikola, Damian, here are some gifts from me, Nikola Kovac.
Refrag is the fastest and easiest way to improve at Counter-Strike 2. Train versus real-life scenarios, practice over 1,000 lineups, and get exclusive content.
Influential works on strategy of all time.
Good thinking. It was actually on my list of reading.
Ooh, a book? Learn Mandarin Chinese?
No, it's always good to expand your horizons.
Oh, for the Chinese fanbase. Now it makes sense.
Maxim, brother, give a gift to Nikola. That one.
What do we have here?
A checker sport? Chess. Zonik always told me that Glaive was a mastermind. Don't worry, bro. We actually got another one for you, Damian. This thing. You will love it for sure, man. Take it. Yeah, open up.
What about me, boys?
Don't you worry. We're saving the best for last.
A tent?
Yeah, I mean, you never know when you need a tent, right?
Super useful.
I see what this is. You want me to lead a team building expedition?
For example.
Nicola, come on, brathan.
Oh, boys. The management have spoiled us this year. Everyone ready? Oh. Brother, let's go!
Блять.
Maxim, it's your bestie, no? Come on, guys. There's not enough space in this team for Donk. Not by kicking Tesses.
Who said it has to be Tesses? Works on strategy. You never know when you need a tent. Expand your horizons.
Don't you worry, my friend.
Nikola Kovac. Classic. Shout out to Russ for the sleeping bag though. Real comfy.
After Anubis, it felt about time. Time for Karrigan to appear in his 4th CS2 major final. Time for Nico to make his major dreams reality. But now, time slows down. Spirit's resurgence hits Falcons like a bucket of cold water. Cologne's defending champions are not rolling over. Magic's captaincy continues to impress, and Karrigan's biggest test yet in a Falcons jersey stands right in front of him. We go to Counter-Strike's classic map on our decider, Dust 2. And so it is time to find a finalist. Cologne, are you still with me?
And you couldn't pick a better battleground to end this series on. This is where Spirit have had some of the most stressful games in spite of a good track record. Matches that have gone the distance. The last 2 times it's cropped up. The Falcons also success found here on Dust 2 at this major. For one of them, this will be the map that secures the final. The other, the resting place, the heartbreak, just a map away. Now, pistol rounds have not been the bread and butter of Team Spirit. They've lost every single one of them in this series. It's a track record they don't like. They don't want to keep up. Oh. And maybe they've got a say in the matter. Jump up here as they find this 3-on-3. Drawn out fights, and that's exactly what Shiro wants, is a hop, skip, and a jump keeps him in this pistol round. Team Spirit finally finds success with the pistols at the most opportune of times.
Couldn't be a better time here for Team Spirit to show up. Shiro has just been sneakily sneaking up the scoreboard this entire series. That is a massive triple kill to open up this game for Team Spirit. Front runners indeed on their go-to map. A map that almost never lets them down. 20 wins to 3 losses this year alone. Falcons are rolling the ball up the hill. One wrong step and it will crush you.
side of the Monacy Scout meant to make this exciting, but with an opener from Kiyosuke. A 5v4 for the Falcons. This is meant to be an open and shut case here. Just how weird can they make it? Shiro gonna thin the herd, no issues here. That Scout will deliver one back, but how much more can Monacy really do? Looking for it's apparently a hell of a lot! No way! Jump up, that seals the deal right into Zontix. Calm as ever.
Can't catch this guy off guard, can you? Little smile from Monacy, an excellent sequence of kills, keeping this game interesting. In the second round, it should have just been a sweep. Zontix makes sure that Spirit won't miss that opportunity to convert. They finally want a pistol. You better make the most of it. Jump too far. Keep Spirit heads high. And full buy out for the Falcons. It's Carrigan who takes the hit.
Well, yeah, now you know you have a world of opportunity here in this first gun round, right? Chance to just level the playing field right away. Thanks to all that damage of the Monacy Scout, you can make sure that even though he didn't win you the round, it's all not in vain. Those efforts can pay off in the long term.
Magic's locked in. Will be challenged late. Can't control taken. Too long lurks. Often catch you off guard. You might just find the first one, discount the second. Let's see if they go together. Carrigan's up short with that Tech 9. Meant to be feigned here by Falcons. Uncertainty for Spirit. Donk on A is a change.
Now this defense isn't budging. 3 strong out towards the A-bomb site. Magix has waited in this corner on his perch out towards long. From the very top of the round, gets out with a one and done, but now this becomes very awkward. For these 2 players out on ramp. Tanir living on borrowed time, and Nico trying to end this with a backstab. Shiro left up at the end. Is this a risk he feels is worth the reward? He's very decisive in his move.
Carrigan's taking the space back, though. This is good timing for Carrigan. Either just getting the info and living is massive. Oh, he'll win the fight. No clutch today for Shiro. A very nice round out of Falcons, but I do feel like Spirit really missed the boat on that second long player, not reacting to the call that he was charging down on that long position. They both looked the wrong way. Only just saved on a trade. Never needed to be that costly.
This is where that highly impactful scout round for Monacy can be so valuable. This next buy for Spirit is lacking almost everything. Only thing you've got to work with, this rifle on Donk, little helping of util for the rest of the team. But you're almost at the full mercy of the Falcons here. And so a chance at an early lead thanks to that earlier damage. Again, showing a keen interest out here on long. Whole host of players waiting out towards these doors.
Already noticing just in these couple of rounds Donk on A. This one, it makes sense, right? It's a hero rifle, it's in the right place, but I wonder how much Donk's position will adjust in this game. You expect him locking down middle and B. Are things changing in this game in front of our eyes? Donk looks to keep them on their toes, push back on the catwalk. Spirit takes space. These nades, long forgotten. Falcons are on A.
Donk gonna arrive with that hero M4. Damage painted onto Carrigan, but only the one and done for Donk. It's Shiro's Deagle to maintain the advantage here. Right about him now, they're trying to walk on him. Tessez closing in, and pressure alleviated. Magic's trying to edge around the corner of this smoke, and that's exactly what Tessez wants. Eventually falls to him to get this bomb down. Zontix tries his hand at the jump shot, can't hack it, and now Magic's thrust into the clutch.
feels
I just have to
unrealistic.
write it off.
Yeah.
Heads for the hills. And so Falcons, big opportunity, an early lead on Dust 2, on the decider.
Magic's may have won some phenomenal clutches in the Spirit jersey, but that gun can be more valuable in the next round. Falcons get Spirit out of position on that eco and just walk that one in. Donk handed over the M4 immediately.
Magix has always had such an unshakable belief in Donk. Hard not to, I know, with the games he's given us since he exploded onto the scene, but this guy saw it all straight away. Realized he's capable of things other players simply aren't. And so no question, he throws that M4 over. Pointing it out, but Donk's been spotted in every one of these A-side takes for the Falcons, so this time switching it up, back to his usual tricks out here towards B. Zontic's trying to set him up for an opening here, hoping for a trade. What if it's better than that? They catch Nico with util in hand. That's going to force Falcons to hit the go button on this A play. You can't wait too long, so you got to move in. Don't want to hemorrhage any more players. They get past Shiro with ease.
Perfect reaction. They see the rifle. They know that's all that Spirit have in this round. So let's just chase the USPs, get away from Donk, and get this bomb down. Falcons put themselves in position to close out this round, and Spirit have to ask the question, do we really want it that bad, or should we save our guns? Surely the latter, temptation of damage here for Spirit on the way out. Actan may as well go for it. Oh, wait, whoa, this happened so quick. Where did that come from? Spirit just killed everyone, but they don't have the time. They don't have a kit. 4 kills in an instant. But nothing is guaranteed. Falcons still win that round.
All the Falcons thinking, what a screenshot we just dodged. Lead taken, but you barely feel good about it. That's Spirit keeping the pressure on. If damage was their goal, yeah, you feel a little sour. You never had a chance at the defuse, but my word, do you feel good with the results? Go fishing there for damage at the end.
All is fine, Carrigan reassures, but it won't be if they lose this round. Falcons' money dangles in the balance. Donk back on B. Shiro's AWP finally. And he gets up on cap, but they're here as well. They haven't thrown the scaling nades. He might be surprised at the pace of these players. The tag goes through the wall. Falcons might just jump on this though. He's out of position, or rather perfectly placed, as Magic's nades land on the head of Falcons. It's such a quick reaction from the captain of Spirit that keeps them in this round. There's about to be Falcons running all over this A site.
Carrigan sees that molly into the door, feels like he's got a timing, but with a double swing, Spirit left nothing to chance. And you know the Shiro AWP is here, you know it's waiting for a chance to get involved. m0NESY not quick enough for the trade.
Why give him the fight?
Shiro's just playing to evade. You know how fast m0NESY is. Why make it easy? Why give him the chance?
Back door shut.
Zontic's here to try and stop this save. Knows that m0NESY wants to hold on to that AWP. Isn't allowed by Team Spirit.
I mean, it's looking like a very different Spirit in this third map. They're making moves. Their util is landing. Players are sacrificing, flashing for each other. It's looking very, very clean right now for Spirit. Winning their first pistol. Falcons still finding 3 rounds. Spirit maximizing damage, putting them again on pistols. Everything's coming up, Team Spirit.
This is a...
Guys. Okay, we're gonna lock this off now, but we need to lock in now. Everyone lock in now, okay? We had our fun, a little bit invasive premiums.
All right, serious. Because Falcons are in a predicament. This force has come through.
Yeah, it's a wild force to go for, right? Even trusted a gun on a Kiyosuke. Carrigan even donned that scout, but wasn't able to find anything with it. Now it's handed off to Monacy. He might be shocked at the presence of a buy here. And seeing that scout on Carrigan doesn't tell you a hell of a lot. It's the rifle still yet to play its hands. Shot for Monacy, info gained. Donk realizes, doesn't have time to deploy util. These are pistols coming in quick. Doesn't make it any easier.
Oh no.
Zontix needs results because his team are falling like flies. They have a man trapped. They still can't get him. Monacy with another. And so the risky force buy, a man down in it, 4v5 with the Falcons, and they pull through. This is just a nail-biter of a start. No one feeling comfortable yet at the dawn of Dust 2.
No one is safe at any point in this game. Donk just gets run over there, perfectly placed flashbang, and you see there is just no room for error there in that B-bomb site. Zontix is getting played with by the Tunnels player and hunted down, even punished on the way out. They would have loved that AK. That feels entirely unnecessary here for Tania.
I mean, look, both these squads are doing it, right? They're both going for maximum damage in every one of these 1 rounds. Because this economy battle, it's very protracted, it's very drawn out, but whoever wins it gets off to this dream start on Dust 2. We're 8 rounds in and no one's had that clear edge yet. No one's had that clear breakaway round as both squads are trying to force it.
Ooh, quick out long. Magic's holding it. Donk in the pit, back to his position. As Skrrt keep you guessing, you don't know where they're starting. What a time to change positions. In a semi-final of all places. Because if you try and avoid Donk, you don't know where he'll turn up. Positionless CT side here for Team Skrrt, catching Falcons off guard. That was a chance, but it's wasted. Donk jumps on it, and Monacy looks for another massive clutch the Falcons require.
Time is not yet the problem for Monacy. Still has a lot to work with, but it's positions all across the map owned by Skrrt right now.
Oh my goodness.
That drop down, fight forced for Zontix.
Crazy. That is crazy.
But around all the same as these two squads still go blow for blow. Chance at another one of these forces if you wanted to rely on the hero gun again.
That might cut the mustard though, right? Would you really force here? You're gonna have like 1 AK max. It's a mess for Falcons. Sure, they have players on low economy, but this is such a high-risk maneuver. This is gonna keep digging the trench they're in. They've gone through it before, but this one's even worse.
At this point, you've kind of made your bed, right? You've set that standard that you're going to fight for the money. You're going to fight for the early control, and so they can't back down now. 9 rounds into the T side. They feel like they have to do this. They lose the hero gun to open things up.
There's a max damage nade as well.
Suke does not get away scot-free with the rifle. Again, a 4v5. Felt like a miracle last time they were able to pull this one off. Is it something you can replicate if you're the Falcons? Or is this Skrrt finally taking that edge?
Zontix jiggling, he's got nades to block this B site. Nico Deagle will not connect. Kiyosuke still holding this AK on half health. And Falcons thrust into what feels like an impossible situation. Man down, couple of smokes remaining. No control of the map, just middle. Skrrt don't buy it. They see that mid to be smoked, nothing follows. Carrigan hangs around as they go back to long. Shiro, surely this opening shot is his. He's
Yasuke right into it, right into that orb. And a round that's going nowhere quickly if kills don't suddenly amount for the Falcons. You've got multiple pairs of eyes staring back at you on this long cross, and that's too much to ask. A shutdown, convincingly so. If all this has been the battle for the wallet, control over the money, Skrrt just won it out with that round there.
Yeah, that is a breakthrough round at this point of the game. Falcons have 2K a player, they have minimal loss bonus, they have no damage in the last round against Skrrt. They don't have them in any threats. And so Falcons just have to sit in it. It's a perfect time for a timeout from Zonic. But at this point, Skrrt are surging ahead in this semi-final on their home map. 20-3 in 2026. Not much worse last year either. That sinking feeling of acceptance for Falcons, just having to sit back in this round, chat it out.
There's just such a threat about losing out on this money so late in the half. You know, you have one more buy round. If you don't win that, you're taking a force into round 12. You're looking at an 8-4 lead for Team Skrrt. There's a tremendous amount of pressure, of weight on this next rifle round for the Falcons. Don't want to feel like you gave it all away, chasing the dragon. Here it's just pistols. Chance for Tanier to feast. It's a little labored, but he's got Shiro close by, so no worries here.
He gets his one, Shiro gets his triple. Lockdown on long. Team Skrrt a step closer to their chance to defend the title here in Cologne. Team that have had their own major woes. Frustratingly close game against Vitality back in Budapest in that semi-final. A disappointing outing in Austin following from their Shanghai victory. Rob said the Cologne is that only trophy he hasn't won twice. Well, Skrrt feeling a similar way. This round makes all the difference.
Yeah, this is the one for all the marbles. Chance for Skrrt just to take a super commanding lead, feel mega comfortable. For Falcons, this round is their way out of this nightmare. Donk gonna open to near with another. 3v5, Skrrt in full control. And there's not a single pressure point left. They fade away. The gamble right now is Nico out in this B site, trying to keep the round alive. He's got the taps to back it up. Has Nico just saved them with these entries? Donk arrives right when he's supposed to. And now ready at the window. Kiyosuke in the site trying to hold on as m0NESY makes his way over. Planted. Does Donk decide to go? They're gonna wait. They're gonna hold off on this retake because Shiro's a long way away. They don't want to jump the gun here. The only advantage they have is this man advantage. B site, infamously hard to retake.
Trade the flash, send Donk in. Flank coming in.
Window held. m0NESY with eyes on it. They hear the tunnels player. Kiyosuke gets his. m0NESY with the transfer! And in this all-important round, it is the stars of the Falcons that keep them in it.
And Dom says, I left B for this. He started Cat, he found Carrigan. Nico walked through a lurk smoke. He saw the gap. He saw the bigger picture. He knew the only way in Nico on the extremity, and an extremely important round delivered by the Kovac. He opens the door and Monacy slams it shut in Spirit's face.
When Nico from bottom of the board gives you a 2K like that to reignite a must-win 3v5, you can't fail to capitalize. Now they get a bit of wind in their sails, chance to puff their chest out. 4v4 here with Tania reclaiming one. And their eyes firmly fixed on no place but B.
Oh dear.
Donk dead, leaves Zontix here alone. Kiyasuke providing the openers. Doesn't feel like his job is done. Tania fast through the tunnels. There's a spot for Monacy. That smoke causes a whole host of problems.
Donk's
can't wait.
Donk's head in hands. That smoke comes down. You see him on the camera. He puts his head in his hands. He knows this is impossible. You can't win this retake. You are blocked by 3 smokes.
You've got to hope for a major failure of protocol, a major individual step up. Magix and Tania start to claw their way back into this. This was meant to be an impossible round. Suke's dead! It's so close! But Team Spirit, with milliseconds, the difference, somehow pulled through! Donk had given up! He thought that round was over! And yet somehow, someway, Spirit prevail!
There's the flash. That's going to catch Crims out. They're going to push on through. MBK gets one, but Crims with a spray down. He gets himself the triple. And Fnatic are not done yet.
Can you believe it?
A sinking feeling for the Falcons, a position Nico and m0NESY are all too familiar with. This duo semi-finals has been the height, and with Skrrt holding a lead, playing as close to positionless CS as you've ever seen, Donk roaming around the map. It's a style that was always hypothesized, rarely put into practice. Bringing this out now in a major semi-final took serious balls.
Yeah, you could feel the Falcons didn't want to just go for the B-slam after B-slam that so many teams do. They felt like Donk was there every time. He was not. He was everywhere. Cat, lower, long, B. Donk, a nightmare for Falcons. Shiro and Tanir dependable upon this third map, and now Falcons must play their best half yet.
Until Dust 2 started, they had every single pistol in this series to fall back on. Skrrt finally bucked that trend here at the dawn of Dust 2. This could be your lifeline if you're the Falcons. You want all the others, but this one matters most. m0NESY, backstab, tears through Team Skrrt. Zontic's clutch, they're demanding a hell of a lot, and he can't manage it. Falcons close in, and with that, a lifeline has been presented.
Yeah, they look dismayed at halftime. They look defeated. That will invite a new energy into this second half, and a new task for Magix to call his way out of this game again. So many rounds. Is this major run for Skrrt? Stage 2, they lost 10 rounds in 3 matches. Ever since that point, it has been overtimes, it has been third maps, it has been never-ending games. Magix has really been put through the ringer at this major. Time and time again, held his head high. Kept them in Mirage. And a Dust 2 that feels destined to go the distance to find our grand finalist.
You're looking at the Falcon squad right now. You're loving what Kyosuke and m0NESY are bringing to the table, but a curse has hung over Nico at these majors for the longest of times. In the beginning, it's that he couldn't lift the trophies, had 2 stabs at it in finals, but as time's gone on, that curse has gotten worse. It's been semis at best.
Copenhagen to Shanghai. Felt favored.
So you don't want him quiet here in the deciding map. Chance for a shutdown up against the pistols just to build a bit of confidence up. Nice for Tesses, who has been quiet here on map 3. A tie game now, that pistol providing a way back in for the Falcons. But in come the guns for Team Skrrt. This is what they've been waiting for. No risky force, no fight for early control. Only AWP in the server right now belongs to m0NESY. Shiro doesn't get to don his yet.
Yeah, almost 60% of the rounds Team Skrrt win on this map are off the back of a T side. So in the perfect place, you'd like to think. This presence is all but a ruse. With Tanir and Zontic holding the tunnels. That is the way back in. Donk doing a lot, throwing all the util, getting them up catwalk. Magix keeps it coming, but Falcons are boosting up behind the smoke. He saw something on that jump. Danger, danger for Nico as he's felled by Magix. B-hit coming in.
Get all that info, feel like they're out of position. You go quickly, Kyosuke, next man to rotate over.
Messy.
He can't find a thing.
So messy.
Carrigan dead, m0NESY thinking about saving, and even that door might get closed right here. Shiro gets his AWP, Skrrt get their lead.
They just pry everything away, every advantage, every gun, every shred from the Falcons. Donk double entry, straight to the head of Kiyosuke. And of course, Shiro finds his orb. As Falcons can feel it slipping through their fingers, more pistols in play.
This gap is going to get wider. The task in front of the Falcons going to get harder. As Spirit go from strength to strength on a comfortable half, on a comfortable map. No resistance here as this stack looks to get dodged. Still the world this ends in a mid to be. Maybe if Nico can hold his own, stop Magic's. They're already out over towards middle. This is nothing more than a ruse from the captain right now. There's a shot for Kiyosuke. Nico's up and left, so Magic's has a lot of room out of the catwalk, and they're going to start to reconsider. They're looking to dodge the stack right now. Another good move from Magic's in this mid-round. Nico is the only point of resistance, and he's been spotted, locked in a duel he didn't want to take. Rifles retrieved, but Spirit try and force this advantage. Bomb now planted. He's back into a 3-on-3. Nades find Carrigan as he arrives on shore, and so the prospect of going for this out the window with that kill. Spirit dodged the stack, Spirit dodged the danger, and continue homing in on these grand finals.
It really is just fun to watch Magic's move on these T sides. He's so often putting himself in the most important position, finding these gaps, going on little lugs. Look at that Mirage round yesterday, a set call that we've seen Spirit even run a couple of times at this major, where he just rotates off of a ramp with a bomb and walks into an MTB bomb site. He is fine to put himself in those pivotal positions, and he finds a gap in this round again. B-stack avoided. Beautiful deke shot for Kiyosuke, but it matters not. As Falcons are out-positioned on their eco. They look to Zonic for answers again. Another rifle round, another chance. Spirit do it all with no one looking over their shoulder.
We're just running out of time. That clock is ticking down. If Falcons do want to recover this. The Spirit feel like they're only picking up momentum. Nico's still sitting bottom of the board for the Falcons. Yet to really find his place in this game. Had that one lurk out towards B. But you've been looking at the young guns to be the difference makers. Kiyosuke with an opening. Feeling that pressure to perform, forcing these fights out through middle. Nico wrapping back long side. They missed this timing on Tania. Now he can sit here. He can be very, very patient because the bulk of this hit is coming in on the catwalk. You can wait for them to go first, and you're going to be in a power position to try and shut down this long side.
Oh, no, Carrigan.
Not aware about this cross. He's going to walk right into Tania's crosshair. And he plays the trigger discipline. Doesn't just want the one. Worried that swell from the crowd could have given something away. He takes his freebie. Odyssey never saw them crossing. And Nico now in a world of hurt. Yasuke trying to close in up the ramp side, drop on them! And now left to Shiro. You weren't expecting it to go this wrong if you're Team Spirit. You thought you had Falcons right where you wanted them. 3 players in this site. Tap on that bomb, forces a swing, and each missed shot gonna cost you dearly. Shiro won't get them off that defuse in time. Falcons are able to recover with a huge helping hand from Kiyasuke. This kid trying to move mountains to keep Falcons in contention for those finals.
He feels the burden of responsibility, and boy is he delivering, forcing so many engagements on this CT side, putting himself into positions to succeed. Kiyasuke right there when Falcons need him. Keep them neck and neck with Team Spirit in this game. What a monumental step up for a young player on only his second major stage. Rivaling Spirit's best. Kiyasuke leans back into that B-bomb site. Spirit get their mid-control they bargained for. Smoke to put out a pre-Molotov, but Magix goes for the jiggle and Monacy forces shot. That's all Magix wanted. Push that all back. The pressure on this A site as Spirit eye up a different destination.
Magix has read the setup like a book in this round. He was ready for everything, ready for the AWP, ready for the nade. He knew the protocols, he knew what was going to happen. And now likely aware that the stack for the Falcons is on the other end of the map.
Still, Kiyasuke is in position.
Damage done, big damage of that. Kiyasuke, the walking wounded, 9 HP.
Ugh.
Now you need a bit of help from Tesses. More than one, feels like it's enough. They stop this spillover through the B site. And with the momentum sucked clean out of Spirit, nowhere safe to turn, the Falcons tie it up.
Resilience we have not seen from any other Falcons roster. Still, they keep themselves in this semi-final. Unbelievable. A missed opportunity for Kiyasuke, and it matters not. Tesses is that rock in this B-bomb site.
Just a captain's player through and through, right? Having to try and be that safe pair of hands where everyone else gets a bit more freedom. He does not.
Karrigan's got to give it up. He doesn't want to, but that smoke missed, so Tanir can just walk outdoors here. They've got a corner smoke. Spirit have some support to get into position. This is not what Falcons bargained for, considering the retake utility. But Spirit are already out and about, going around at long.
You still don't have any answers here, right? You don't really know if this was all a ruse out towards long, and they've thrown in this retake util. Looks like they want to try and fight for it. This round decided on a skirmish at long. There's that molly, traps a player, but Tanir moves forward. Nico with the first, can't afford to just be a one and done. The aim is shaky. Monacy does what he can.
Op's got a gun.
The shot, now they're closing in. Tech9's getting closer, Monacy provides. Still Donk is armed, and where Donk is armed, he's dangerous. They're so focused on long right now. And with Donk hitting shots like that, a dream round in front of Spirit, only one player left. He's gonna try and challenge. Doesn't know where Shiro is in any of this round.
He wouldn't, would he?
Walk in that smoke. Would it be a death sentence? Tess says nails the first, now he hears the footsteps. Is he really here to bail Falcons out? The Renaissance on the line! Falcons in the lead!
Spirit had everything going for them. A hero rifle put them in contention. Donk thrust them into the limelight, and still Tesses, the rock Spirit's world. 10 rounds now to the Falcons. This felt like this had slipped through their fingers. Again, they keep them coming. 3 rounds in a row, Spirit up the pace.
They felt like they found their pressure point, right? They like the results out here towards long. So they go and take this space early. They're not worried about the resistance from Karrigan nor Nico in this position. And so a foothold already taken. Bomb still with Shiro. Links back up with Zontix over here at B. And Magic sends the rest of his team away. Only one player here for the Falcons, while Magix puts the pressure on the other side of the map.
Well, Tesses, you have showed up when the Falcons need you. But is this one asking too much? As Magix fakes the long side, a 1v4 on this site. Donk coming in for the kill.
Great timing on the smoke drop, but they're coming right through that. Tesses in hot water. And Donk is quick to close in. Backstab opportunity now for Magix. Went from selling this lurk, potentially doing big damage. Karrigan's coming through. Karrigan's coming through. Oh man! What a roller coaster! And we're still not off this wild ride. And Shiro and Magix. Oh! Now just Shiro makes it across, but there's an enemy in the sight. He's not aware. Nico shuts it down. Karrigan's on his feet. Falcons are closing in.
Karrigan has just saved the game with a heroic individual play. Magix makes the perfect call. And Karrigan throws caution to the wind. Chaos through the smoke. The Danish captain bails Falcons out. Is that the round?
Spirit cannot believe what they just saw. They cannot believe that's the round that might have cost them everything. They picked the right bomb site, the lurk had its desired effect, and a hero play from Karrigan has put Falcons within touching distance of those finals.
Oh, it would be so Spirit just to punch a pistol round in this B bomb site and pick it up, wouldn't it? Is the firepower there? Can they break through?
Kiyasuke here this time, tries to fade away into the smoke, in behind it, but can't find a thing.
There it is!
Pistols with all the entries. Nico makes his way over, but he's the only guy fighting for this. No one else is nearby. He just gives it all away. Save called. Falcons have to write it off. Team Spirit with an instant bounce back.
Just a middle finger in your face. Team Spirit still here, surging towards that grand final. Unbelievable. It was their only option. A required entry, Spirit run it through that B site, then come hunting for guns. Slowly moving in, knowing taking this orb out is something that Falcons may not be able to afford. Karrigan holds the line. Shots connect, m0NESY just needs to live and he can't even do that. Donk drops that, takes it for himself. And Team Spirit around behind. There is more twists and turns in this semi-final.
Not saving those guns has cost you a buy. m0NESY had a lot of extra money though, so you come into this with one thing and one thing only. It's m0NESY on a hero AWP. Posted and waiting for a mid-peak that Shiro will not give him. This is a weapon that Spirit think they removed. They don't know exactly the money on Falcons. I don't know if they're aware that m0NESY has this AWP in this round. how much difference can one man, one gun make?
If you find it, you can avoid it. As long as Spirit don't get that information too late in the round, if they see it on the long cross, they can bail back to a mid to B. They know they have advantage. We saw Falcons do similar things when they found Doc's position. Team Spirit, do they only find out when it's already too late, when they're committed with this execute, stacking this site? Team Spirit coming in. m0NESY, these are not easy shots, especially not with smokes and flashes in your face, but he has got to do it. That's what he's here for.
Tries to get across. He's picked his position. There's no second guessing it now. This is gonna be all m0NESY. First shot connects, but that's gonna be a sign of things to come. Spirit making their move, closing in, and now he's feeling the pressure. Another miss for m0NESY. Won't be able to make up for it. Third miss, and that's it. Team Spirit go right into the belly of the beast, and they live to tell the tale.
Everybody home, and Spirit a victim one by one. This game has given so much, and can you believe it's going to come down to these final 2 rounds? Two teams demanding, deserving of that final, but only room for one. Whose destiny will it be? Is Nico fated to never find that major trophy? Can Karrigan drag them all the way? Will Spirit defend their title? Our answers are right in front of us.
Pressure hits harder for the Falcons right now because they are all in. This is all their money. If they lose this, they are broke. Spirit have a chance to close, and there would be nothing in it for the Falcons, fighting back with pistols. And so if you want that nice, easy route at the end of a brutal best of 3, win this round, Team Spirit. Magix has called an absolute blinder. He's been keeping pace with Karrigan, a veteran IGL. One of the most revered captains in this space. This is Magix's first outing as a captain at a major. And so he has to do his best call yet. Any trick up your sleeve, any round that just feels comfortable, feels right, this is the test. This is the time.
First look plays, Tanir gets his entry, long locked off, m0NESY, he can make up for it. He has to make up for it. On his own in this site, Nico not far away as Spirit erupts.
Full blind, they've already crossed, m0NESY able to adjust. How many can he take with him? There's the help from Nico. Oh, m0NESY! Prevail! The must win! The round that might have shaped it all! m0NESY is in an uncomfortable spot every step of the way.
But until that server is shut down, you are not safe. Your job is not done. Spirit, bring the pace again.
They try and end this with a very fast pace. They're looking for overtime. And they go quickly out to these long doors. They have no position anywhere else on the map.
It's all or nothing.
And that's Falcons discovering this right now. They have cleared the tunnels. They know where Spirit are. Look at the call, look at the reinforcements. 4 strong out towards this A bomb site as Spirit are closing in.
Falcons could not have more info.
This is the best chance you've ever had since being on this roster. and making the finals. Stack in the right place. Now it's down to the shots. m0NESY gets rid of Donk. Spirit's big name won't play in round 24. Nico battling through the Molotovs. And from down bottom of the board, he's just put up a big double. But the job's not done. It's handed off now to KiyoSuke. The man that Spirit once owned. They give up to the Falcons, they hand them a loaded gun, and they take it away! Team Spirit! Breakthrough! Overtime secured! The game that kept on giving!
Across every map of this series, not a second of certainty, not a single guarantee, no advantage too much. We wait for our answers. Spirit's resilience. It is unshakable, it is unquestionable. Hundreds of rounds of play across just a few BO3s. Spirit have got a few more in them. m0NESY pressured on this B site, tries to escape. Donk does not finish his job. It's a 5v4 for Falcons in round 25. m0NESY's position known. Does that send you elsewhere or into this B site? A site you know is not stacked.
The call from Spawn, they wanted to end up this way. They had Zontix here earlier, fell prey to that m0NESY orb. But this is where it was always destined to go for Team Spirit. They know about the AWP. m0NESY tries to drop into the site, but that molly forces him to concede position.
It's getting closer. They wait.
As Tania closes in, backstab for KiyoSuke, gets rid of that flank. Now this setup, meant to put this down. Magix has kept them in the conversation. Magix has kept them in this. And to death by a flying KiyoSuke, and Shiro shut out of it.
Hardest site to retake. Falcons do not let it get that far. They keep the pressure on in that B bomb site. While Spirit try to set positions, Falcons uproot them. First round of overtime in their pocket. Such important cover from KiyoSuke.
If he doesn't get that, Tania has a double right there. They are side by side, rubbing shoulders at the car. That is a Spirit round through and through. It's a Falcons try and pull a bit of a bluff here. They feel like after that result over at B, there's no way that Spirit go back to it.
Still a very quiet map, but they kind of start scrambling back. KiyoSuke moving from that long position. He is trying to cross back. It's too late. Spirit are jumping the gun.
No time for util, no time to think. You don't get a moment of respite at this solo B defender. Nades find Donk. That's how they lose the point, man.
They go.
And Nico's looking to come through. Flashbang out of his team, send him into the site. It all slows, but only for a moment. Shiro posted, dead. KiyoSuke, relentless aggression. And the rest of the Falcons don't follow through. He's done enough. m0NESY and Karrigan, they've got one kill between them and a streak of rounds in this overtime. They decide to make this next move very carefully. And that has given time to Tania.
Is he cooking or is he burning the dish? Back to check tunnels, recommit to B. It's not a flank round the world for Tania. He wants to play this site out, but that smoke fades. Karrigan's sideline opens. Saw some AWPing from him on Anubis. Gonna have to pull that back. Tania could initiate. Time is not on his side. He is running out of options.
Now they know, and they're going to play quickly here. Straight through those doors, facing him together. Missed shot from Karrigan, but so much has to go right. And with Tania falling short, Falcons chain together rounds in overtime. m0NESY and Carrigan hold their composure. And now Spirit arrive at this third in OT with a broken bite. On-Plant goes some way to leveling that out, but this is a golden opportunity for the Falcons to go flawless.
And sure, Spirit won their own shocking retake of this B-bomb site at the end of the first half of regulation, but Falcons know the answer to these B hits. It's not let them get to post-plants. It's not let them get comfortable in B. Every time Spirit have gone for these B pops, if Falcons have players nearby, they will charge window, they will charge door, they keep the pressure on. This team is playing aggressive. They are playing to win. Another move made, Kiyasuke in lower. m0NESY stays aggressive with him, side by side.
Oh, missed shot, but no punish. Just down to leave Kiyasuke in a bit of a vulnerable spot, so does well to get out of there.
Oh dear.
Everyone's so tense here. Falcons know the chance in front of them, the idea that you could go flawless on the half, give yourself so many opportunities to close this, that's massive. For Spirit feeling like they need anything to hold on to.
Nico's in a perfect position here. But actually, it might go back. Sontics re-enters a tunnel. Spirit sign up for a mid to B, and Kiyasuke again called into question. Him and Tesses on this B-bomb site against the entirety of Spirit. Spirit needing a single round in this half of overtime.
Nico spam connects. So already a man down. You're starting this B takeoff on shaky ground. Kiyasuke able to withstand. More than that, what if he thrives? Magix, he's had some unbelievable rounds, but this is feeling like one step too far. m0NESY puts him down. Falcons go flawless. 3 opportunities, 3 swings at those finals.
How many will be enough for the Falcons? This is their chance. This is their destiny. This is their opportunity. And it is in their hands. A Carrigan T-side half. A chance to call these superstars over the line. Something Falcons could never do. A team with an empty trophy cabinet. A team with a checkbook out of pages. But was it money well spent? Spirit have shown unshakable resilience across the major. This feels like a bridge too far. $15,000 people, you can hear the pin drop as everyone waits on the opening frag.
That flash signals the go-ahead. That flash signals the push. They're coming to Donk on his bomb site. Gotta put up numbers. Oh! Nothing found on this B-hole.
Surely that's it!
And the promise of those finals might finally be delivered. They are right there. Spirit out of time. Spirit out of chances. The hardest retake in Counter-Strike. That's what's in front of them. And as Falcons wait, they rub their hands together. Years in the making, years in the waiting. This is their moment. Those finals are right there, and you've just got to reach out and grab it. There's the killing blow. And Falcons reach new heights, never before seen with this roster. A fairy tale run. They beat the world #1. They beat the heavy-hitting Team Spirit. They defy every expectation. 60 days since he joined this roster. 60 days for Carrigan to work his magic, and he reinvigorates this super team. Resilience the likes they have never shown before. come the turn of Game 3. It's Kyosuke, it's m0NESY, it's these young guns that get Falcons through it.
Yeah.
And now half a decade on for NiKo since his last final, he will make another appearance with Karrigan by his side, a chance once more to fight for a major trophy.
Reunited from Boston to Stockholm and now Cologne. It must be different. Team Spirit, their prodigy versus Falcons protege. And today, the defending champions here in the Cathedral of Counter-Strike fall short. An incredible run from Team Spirit. Resilience never shown before. A bright future for this roster. But today is not about them. It is the Falcons forcing their way into the finals.
Well, the sort of series that I feel you need smelling salts afterwards. It was stressful to watch. What was that like to play in?
It was great. Finally at a major. Last time in Shanghai, it was, we lost 13-11. This time overtime. I remember this in Shanghai, I'll never forget. And when we came to overtime, I was like, this is how it's supposed to be. And the way we managed to win 4 rounds in a row, I'm so impressed by the team.
It was amazing overtime. What is your heart rate doing? You get that plant at the end. You know it's a hard retake. You know they've only got a couple of players left. What are you saying to the team, and what is your heart rate doing?
I mean, we just have to follow through what we're doing. I mean, this team is so good. I said when I joined, this team is special. I think we're showing how many times it looks bad, but we managed to come back. And when we're getting the highest pressure you can get, yesterday's from Vitality, today from Spirit, we can withstand that pressure. And it just feels natural to be in these games.
Yeah, it feels natural to be in these games. Feels natural now to be in a grand final of a major here in Cologne as well. I mean, you've done so much in your career over the years. We've seen you win, we've seen you at different teams, you've been successful. What does what you're doing right now compare to that?
I have no idea. Right now, it's hard to believe that 2 months ago, was not supposed to be at the Cologne Major. Now I'm here in front of this amazing crowd and making entertaining games. And tomorrow there's a grand final. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, what a grand final it's going to be. I mean, the storyline is a first major for NiKo, a final ever won from Fallen. I mean, tomorrow's going to be something special.
Oh, it's going to be special. I think this is my fourth CS2 major. I would like to win one now. I think I have been waited a few times now, so but Fear is playing great. We managed to come through this bracket, but final is a 50-50, I always say it. And tomorrow is going to be a very tough game again.
And what is it like playing against Fallen? I mean, you've been jousting with him for years now, years and years and years, so many different legacies both of you are leaving. What has it been like taking him on?
I mean, he has done a fantastic job in Furia. What can I say? I have huge respect for him, and I think he has huge respect for me. We were there in the beginning, fighting each other, and we are still both fighting with people complaining about age, but yet both of us are in the major final, so I don't think age matters that much. Maybe only on scoreboard.
And if he's watching right now, what do you want to say to him?
Let's have some fun tomorrow. I always love playing him, and let the best man win.
I love it. Congratulations. It's a major final for this man right here. Karrigans and Falcons are your grand finalists.
The miracle man for Falcons. We all thought Karrigan was missing out on his 22nd Counter-Strike major after FaZe's failure, but now he leads Falcons to their first ever major grand final. The first for m0NESY and Kyosuke, a second shot for TeZeus, and a third chance for NiKo at the trophy that has always evaded him. An incredible showing here tonight that just feels like a date with destiny. We do have m0NESY up here joining us on the desk. Can you just describe your emotions right now?
I'm so emotional, guys. I'm so happy. It was a very tense game, very pressured game, to be honest. And we were doing a lot of things that could have gone wrong, you know, but they worked out, you know, they worked out.
You said when you joined us up here on the desk, it's down to this man that we see on the screen. Explain that perspective.
Magic man. The aura coming from him. Every round when he's doing something, you always believe it's gonna work out, you know. And those things that he was doing on being doublers, jumping through the smoke, you know, doing these kind of things, somehow it just works for him, and I'm so, I don't know, I'm just so happy. I don't know how to explain.
I mean, ever since Karrigan joined, you guys have played 9 overtime maps, and you won 8 out of the 9 after this Spirit series. I mean, before with Falcons, you just wouldn't see that sort of a resilience. Is it really just down to him and what he brings?
I don't know. I don't know. Could be. I mean, everything is working for. I mean, all the things that we're doing, he's calling, we listen, we are also adapting, and I think we're just enabling ourselves a little bit more in the game, you know.
What about now the fact that you're in your first major playoff? Like, how does everyone feel? Like, you know, you're going to be playing in the Cologne and it's a major playoff, and just tell me about how does it feel?
I don't know. It feels insane. I just always like to play on the stage. It just, that's what's not motivating me, but pushing me, you know, to perform better and play in front of the crowd as well. In the Lanxess Arena, I played here in 2023 when we won Cologne, and we know how to win. And just arena is insane. It's so many people here supporting us, watching the teams that they support. Feels amazing.
I want to go back to Karrigan because, you know, I think we can all see what he's doing inside the server, and you just explained very well that he's a magic man at moments, right?
Yes.
What has he done for you guys outside the server? Because I think Danny has also been talking about that he brings a lot of good mood, and he's also elevated QSuke to play better in playoffs. So can you just explain to us what is it that Karrigan can do outside the server as well?
What he's doing different? I mean, he's doing a lot of things that I don't know how to explain, but we are just working on our weaknesses that we have been struggling for a long time, and those weaknesses, I think we are just improving, and we started doing better, you know, since he joined, and we're also adapting to his playstyle, you know, to do these rotations, you know, mid-round on those 2, on Anubis always. We're never gonna finish the, I don't know how to explain it, but it's gonna be always chaotic game, you know, so.
Do you like that?
I like this.
Yourself?
Yes, I like this. I like to build the chaos.
I also wanted to ask you, against Spirit, the last 2 times didn't really go well for you guys. Also, they're Dust 2. I mean, after Vitality, they're probably the best team in the world. So what made the difference today for you guys?
What made the difference? I think we were all 5 players on the server. We were all there, you know, we were all feeling the game. We were all communicating so well. And I think those 5 players and the coach behind made the difference today.
You're talking a lot about Karrigan. You mentioned that round. I think we have it. So if we can play it and then just hear sort of what was going in your head while this round was happening.
Listen, I have no idea. I have no idea. Just everything I just see, Shin is just going. I don't know. Sometimes he reminds me a little bit of how to say it. I already played on the stage with Stewie2K, you know, in Dallas.
All right. That's a good example.
And Stewie2K would always cross the smoke with the right click flash or something, and sometimes he just not remind him, of course, but these kind of plays are so nice.
Magix is shooting at you in the back. You guys were 4A, they go B, and somehow this happens.
Yes, look at this guy. He's just crossing the smoke. He doesn't care, guys. He has belief in himself. He just believes in himself always. That's what you need to have in the game. You always believe in yourself. You're always confident, and you stay until the end of the round.
You had a lot of like really fast B retakes in this game because, you know, it felt like you guys were like, you wanted to hit them before they got into the post plans and everything. Was that like his idea, or was it just because of the game flow that you guys went so fast?
I think first of all, I think René Tezes, he was very good at shutting B down. Sometimes he was dying very fast, but we were all there already because we had Finn who pushed from behind. We were all in the position to do this, you know. So I think the positioning ourselves and reacting faster to the things, I think, allowed us to do these kind of things like fast retakes. I'm already there. I'm holding the flash for Maxime and for Nicola. They're breaking the smoke. They're ready to commit. So we were all there. That's what I mean. We were all communicating. We all heard each other in this game.
Ilya, I've got to ask, as Janko said, so many overtime maps for you that you've managed to convert. In this one in particular, though, when was the point where you actually believed you could do it? Because Spirit, they looked like they were teed up to take this one. When was the point that you started believing?
As soon as I walked down the stage. I believe we can win. Even though we had very rough, not rough start, but we had rough game on the second map on Mirage, and it felt like we were just, after that eco round that we lost under connector when Don killed with Deagle and we started just crushing, you know, we lost the belief, not belief, but we lost ourselves for some reason, you know, we were adapting ourselves. But yeah, as soon as we walked on the stage.
Tomorrow your opponent is Furia, and there's another grand final waiting for you guys. How do you feel about this one?
Oh, we'll see. We will see on the server.
Okay.
We will see what they cooked for us, what we're gonna cook for them. We're gonna come there prepared, and this is the most important. And we're gonna come there with all the belief.
Honestly, I've almost never seen you in this kind of emotional state, right? It's amazing to see. I mean, not to give anything away, we were talking on Media Day, right? And we were talking about your lack of trophies, and you got pretty emotional when we were talking about that.
Yes.
How amazing does it feel to actually have this fire back in you? Because we can see it written all over your face, inside the server, outside the server. Like, just walk me through that.
I don't know. I just found myself back again.
Good timing to do so.
Like, I mean, I'm just happy where I am right now, and I'm happy that I'm in this kind of, I don't know, environment. I don't know how to explain it, but I just love fans as well. I like to play on the stage. This was just always motivated me, you know, to play in front of the crowd.
And they love seeing you. Ilya.
Yes.
Do you want to say anything to them before we let you get off and prepare for the game tomorrow?
Yes, love you all, guys. Support your favorite teams, and see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Thank you so much for your time, Majesty. Congratulations. That was such an entertaining series, and hopefully we get another one for the ages tomorrow. But that does mean, well, yeah, we can let you get off and go celebrate with your team and get prepared for tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow.
Yes,
Congrats.
see you tomorrow in that best of 5. Man, that just felt like an absolutely insane series. Like, I can't even imagine the emotions he's feeling right now. I mean, he couldn't even put into words a lot of those moments, right? But for them to actually get the job done where Spirit showed so much resilience, backs against the wall at so many moments, that's a testament to this new Falcons.
Listen, Freya, if you know me for anything, I'm not a very much kumbaya, hold your hands type of a guy, right? But I think you see with this team and the way they're playing, the power of belief. Right, and they're just a different team whenever they walk out on that stage. The statistic about the overtime speaks for itself. The 8 out of 9 wins in overtime. You go back to that Astana final, the result on Dust 2 was identical. Just flipped. 7-5 halves into a 16-12, you know, win, but for Team Spirit then, and it started with that crazy round without going around the smoke, you know, and all it takes is this short amount of time, and it shows you the power of believing in yourself, trusting your teammates, playing with confidence, and that's what got Falcons into the grand final.
I really think it spoke itself, right, with how happy he was and how he was, you know, you could just feel like all the emotions coming out, and that it's just a team that started to believe, right? You know, it's been, I think it's been a very tough journey in Falcons for a long time for the guys, you know, they're finding themselves and having a lot of pressure on themselves, and now they find themselves in a major grand final, right? You know, that's like when things are starting to fall into places for you, and tomorrow there's going to be another big game, right? And that's the one where we really hope things are going to fall even more into places, because they've earned it so far. I mean, I've taken down Vitality, then today taking down Spirit. I mean, it's also close to the perfect run that you can actually have.
Yeah, on the 7th time of trying, Ilya finally makes it to that coveted major grand final. But I'm curious to see if he is in contention for our DHL MVP. A lot of humongous moments going down on this very stage tonight. So we've got some compelling cases put forward for your DHL MVP vote. The first up, Yanko, you got to take this one away. It's Nico.
Yeah, he had a great series, finally, on the big stage at the major, had some opportunities right on Dust 2, rough T side. Outside of this round, you really didn't see that much, but he kept his head in the game, was able to find much more impact on the CT side and be one of the main reasons why Falcons got into the grand final.
Yeah, and that 3rd grand final awaits in terms of majors for Nico. Going to be very exciting to see if he can indeed achieve that feat tomorrow. But of course, you said it, Dupree, a first time for Manassi, a shot at that major trophy, and he put forward some incredible impact in this one.
He does, and he always does for the team, right? He is one for the future, and he's been that for such a long time. His impact today was also found in a lot of the rounds where he would find openings, but also just the rounds where he would bail Falcons out of situation where he didn't think they were going to be back. He's such a vital op, and he's such a vital part of this team, and it's good to, and I think it's just like at the times, you know, he deserves to get on the stage, get to play a major grand final. I think at this point, you know, he's probably the best player in the team.
The 3rd and final option in contention for your DHL MVP Twitch channel points is none other than Kiyosuke Stiko. You wanted to see him perform on this big stage, and so far looking incredibly good.
I'm so glad we're seeing these Anubis kills, because honestly, the Anubis really held on their shoulders. The amount of entry kills he got even from this connector area throughout this whole game, he was extremely impactful. And yes, maybe he was not always impactful as those guys that you mentioned just before that, but he was just playing out of his mind. All of the times when he got a chance to do a little bit more, he did. With multi-kills, with impact, and just pure brilliance.
It's going to be so exciting to see if any of these individuals can continue that form versus Furia tomorrow. Of course, the biggest of stakes in that best-of-5 grand final. But I do want to touch upon the opposite side of the equation in terms of Team Spirit. So many opportunities where they could have pushed this one over the line, and I think it is an admirable feat considering no coach behind them. Magic's his first major playoffs as an in-game leader as well. They put up such an effort today.
They fought valiantly, and it was impressive the level of composure and fortitude and poise that they've shown on this big stage, right, without having a coach behind them. And Magix as an IGL, you know, Donk as the superstar that he is, but we did point out Shiro, and he stepped up in a big way for his team. It just in the end, you know, it's about the slimmest of margins, and they just didn't have enough in the tank.
Yeah, they came into the major with a bang. I think, you know, the amount of rounds they managed to just not lose in the group stage, that was phenomenal. And once they took that chance here to the stage, you know, it was very close games after, like the game against G2. It's just like they could have gone out in that game as well, you know. So for them to be here and to fight their way through, they can be proud of what they have achieved regardless. And, you know, it's just, you know, spirit building upon the greatness that they already have achieved.
Specifically in this game, I mean, those pistol rounds were really hurting them. They were one of the weakest teams in the playoffs that actually couldn't really get the ball rolling at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of the map, and each half as well. But I have to give it to them. Whatever they were going through it together. Dong was actually very impactful during the pauses as well, when he was like voicing his issues with the team. That's something that we didn't usually see him do when the coach was behind, and I'm interested to see how this one goes. Obviously, the coach should be back soon, but what an effort.
Obviously, we can talk about, you know, how proud they should be, yada, 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 resilience in buckets and spades, but let's be real, if you're Donk, you're pissed right now. You are so disappointed in yourself. He takes every loss so personally, not least up here on a Cologne and a major stage.
Of course, he knows what he's capable of, right? And that's why you can never really doubt Team Spirit as long as he's around. Like, he always has that ability to turn a game on its head. And yeah, in this one as well, had a lot of great moments. Not, you know, the out of this world maybe moments as much, but that's how it gets in these games. You know, the other team also, everyone thinks about going into a game, how do we limit this guy? You cannot stop him, but how do we limit him? And perhaps Falcons did just enough today to get him over the line.
It must be so tough to be such a superstar that you know that your opponent is always going to try and find that specific thing that's going to counter you or you put much pressure on you. I think obviously today, like, I still think Dong had a decent series. I mean, it's maybe a little bit under his like normal standards, but I still think that, you know, it's what it is. He takes it a very personal, right, and rightfully so. I think it's also just the fashion that they lost, and they didn't really get blown out the waters. They had a lot of situations, specifically on B today on those two, where they could have closed it out, but they just couldn't, and they got a little bit surprised of what was thrown at them. And you know, that's what Counter-Strike is sometimes.
He will be pissed about us too, though.
He will.
You know, it was what, under 1 rating in the end, right? But it was a tough game to play, and you cannot expect him to go above and beyond every single match.
No, I don't think we can put the failure in terms of this, you know, Team Spirit run on Dog's head. I mean, just to go back to your point, prior to this, the series streak that Spirit found themselves on as well, it really shows how thin of a margin that they let this one slip through by.
Yeah, and this is where, you know, we said that the coaching issue hasn't been as big. You know, they've shown to be very much capable, but it is in a series like this where it's, you know, you lose in 2 overtimes where you wonder if just some timeout to keep their cool a little bit more, right? To maybe in this last overtime when they're losing round after round, to take something, give them a call, you know, have just that outside perspective for Magix. It's simply very difficult to do when you're, especially if you're alive until the end of these rounds. Now you're dead, the round is over, you have 20 seconds to think about everything that's been going on, give your players the call, maybe remind them of something, like especially if you want to do something quick like that. That's incredibly hard to do, and he deserves a lot of praise for how Team Spirit looked like as a team in this tournament.
Like them or hate them, the amount of entertainment these guys brought to this whole major and to this playoff is actually remarkable. If it wasn't Dong, it was Magix. If it wasn't Magix, it was Shiro, particularly in this game we just saw. So props to them, and obviously we will have a new reigning champion of IM Cologne.
Just touching upon the Magic's point once more, like I was just thinking about, okay, how many players have transitioned from just a player into an in-game leader successfully? Like right now off the top of my head, obviously Apex is up there, but so many people attempt it and so many fail. Like for Magix to achieve this already in such a short span of time, so impressive.
You know, I'm kind of mad about his personality, that he's such a big troll, because I think like he's a really smart guy, and I think he could actually give a lot of great insight almost, but you know, it's just the sort of the personality that he is. He likes to troll a little bit and everything, but from the early looks of it, it seems like he has a lot of potential to turn into a great in-game leader.
Well, let's hear from him. Obviously a heartbreaking defeat for the side of Spirit, but we do have a few closing thoughts courtesy of Magix.
Yeah, it is that unfortunate time where we say goodbye to Spirit, and in the same notion, Magix is so graceful to give us some words. Magix, let's get ahead of it, man. Let's talk a little bit about this game overall to you. It was a very tense, it was a very stressful game. How did it play out in your own words?
I mean, this one was kind of similar to what we had with 9Z and G2 last couple of matches. And, you know, the only difference is the outcome.
And so, I mean, obviously with the outcome comes leaving the major, but I guess my question is, for Spirit, you guys have been riding such a high. You know, it's been a great season for you guys otherwise. How do you put that into feelings? You know, what does it make you feel like?
You're always going to have a mixed feelings or bad feelings, you know, when you're losing. So it's kind of mid, but overall, like last couple of months, we have shown some glances of form that we might play well or play good or whatever, like we had in Rio and Astana. And you know, we're just getting better from what we have had in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it's a pretty young lineup. It's an exciting project, not just because of Donk. I mean, even you play Mirage sometimes, which is pretty cool. Magix, if I look at this series overall, you know, 16-14 in the first map, we go to Mirage. Let's just run it to D2, to Dust 2. What do you think of when we start talking about the map Dust 2 in this series?
I feel like that we have lost a couple of weird rounds on CT side, and, you know, going into the T side, we had like an opportunity to, you know, to catch the moment, but we lost a couple of clutches, like, you know, in few situations the communications were not clear, and, you know, that's why it's been kind of shaky. It could have gone like either way, but, you know, in the end we have something like Counter-Strike died today and humanity lost.
Look, bro, it's always exciting to watch Spirit play. I know you guys come into interviews, sometimes you have some attitudes, like sometimes there's an approach to the big game, the big picture that is Counter-Strike with Team Spirit, and is an exciting team to watch. Is there anything that you want to say about Spirit in this season? You know, we have a little bit of a break. Is there anything that you want to say about Spirit performance in this season and how this major ended up?
Well, to conclude the season, I would say that we definitely improved from what we have had, and there's only a way up. And see you in Singapore.
Yeah, it could be that. Anything you want to say on the way up?
See ya.
Ciao. Thank you very much, Magic.
Yeah, end of the major and the end of the season, unfortunately, for the side of Team Spirit. But that does tee us up for quite the best of 5 tomorrow. I can't quite believe I'm saying we either have Fallen realizing a major 10 years later, the one he hoisted in 2016, or we have Nico getting his first. Like, the scriptwriters, you cooked on this one.
Yeah, this is going to be, I think, a glorious day for Counter-Strike fans either way, right? Like, there's so many cool storylines. Yes, Fallen is the big one, but what about Yuri and Skrrt?
Yes.
I mean, being so good for so long, and not getting really close, not getting to a major grand final first and foremost, and then on the other side, obviously Nico, but m0NESY, I mean, someone like Tessis, who has a chance at redemption after Rio and losing to outsiders as a big favorite. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be crazy.
What about Ekindar as well? And the redemption arc from Liquid, when everyone was writing him off whatever he was trying to do, IGLing, entering, everyone was pointing fingers, myself included. I'm gonna throw myself out there. Yes, it was, I think, valid criticism, but what a turnaround of a career. Moldoy, 1.5 years ago, he was playing on Amcal still. You know, it's what a turnaround and what a step up, massive step up from everyone on Furia roster to bring this home.
It is absolutely crazy. Stika, we were talking about it in the green room with Chad, I think. We're curious about the best of 5. impressive record for Fallen as well. Obviously didn't happen back in Krakow, but he's got quite a lot under his belt, no?
Yeah, so Fallen is a best of 5 specialist. Whatever he has in his mind, and the professor always delivers. This is absolutely crazy. He is 14-2 in best of 5 finals. You know how cracked it is? I didn't even play that many best of 5s in my life.
And that sounds like a you problem.
And we're not in Poland. Those are
there we go.
Oh yeah,
yeah, true.
Yes,
yes,
that's the curse. That's the curse. We cracked it now.
Look, I think all the players that's going to be playing more obviously deserves a major, and you know I think the big storyline is always is Nico finally going to get that one right? But I can't help to not think that. What if Kerrigan loses another major grand final? That would be very devastating.
What about Monesi? Well, is it like 10th?
The thing is,
grand final lost.
Well, now we're talking major grand finals, right?
Yeah, of course.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
For them, it's a weird scenario. I think that it wasn't the expectation to be in this final and be in all these finals. But then once you're there, to lose them all is devastating. So we'll see.
Either way, somebody will indeed get theirs tomorrow. That is the best of 5 grand final coming away at 5 p.m. If you're joining us in the local time zone, and this is exactly how the bracket fell to get to this situation. Of course, Falcons taking down Vitality, now slaying the Dragons of Spirit. That teased them up versus Furia. Gentlemen, I just want to say massive thank you for joining me up here on the desk today. This has been quite some semi-final Saturday, and I have a suspicion the best of 5 will be delivering tomorrow. We'll see you at 5 p.m. if you want to be joining us for the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne Major Grand Final.
I'm focused, I got my mind right.
This is not a fight you'd expect from an And there's the Molyneux special! Quick scope, neck broken, and once more, he feasts on a second, dips down. Oh, Yakinda tracking his prey and executes the rookie.
They making problems, we making change. Somebody will tell them we ain't the same. No, we ain't the same.
Centaurus, there should be that right hook. Oh no! Gets absolutely nothing. Matchup running him down. It's a collapse. And he could be the one to secure it. Denied by Soulfly. You've got Skrrt though, and that's why he's here. The Fang secures it with the quad kill.
We ain't the same, we ain't the same. We ain't the same, we ain't the same. Yeah. We ain't the same, we ain't the same. Don't move with the rest against the grain. Been tested through the
Zontix and Tania side by side out through the camera into this crossfire. Kiyosuke is not close by to offer up support. Carrigan still delivering that opener. Now Kiyosuke arrives and Carrigan's the only piece that's holding on. Trying to buy time for his teammates. What if he doesn't need them? Carrigan! And so now the going gets tough for Nico. Grabbing quickly. That might be what's needed. Nico gets there just in time.
Unscope, he cleared it. He thought he had it.
This is a tense moment, but Magix finishes. Nico couldn't piece it together. He's on it to hear the tunnels player. Kiyosuke gets his. Monesi with the transfer. Trying to close in up the ramp side. Drop on them. Says nails the first. Now he hears the footsteps. Is he really here to bail Falcons out? And Carrigan's coming through. Carrigan's coming through. Oh man! Oh, Monesi and Nico prevail. This is their moment. There's the killing blow. And Falcons reach new heights.
Nossa, eu sei você me mata. Ai, se te pego, ai, se te pego. Delícia, delícia, assim você me mata. I cannot speak Portuguese. Sorry for that.
The Intel Extreme Masters Cologne Major 2026 is brought to you by ESL in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, and Zoe.
Bro, you're baiting every round. What are you talking about? I had so many trades. You're trading anything. You're miles away. I carried you. Tell me one round. Hold on. Let me pull up CS stats. Oh, wait. My bad.
You suck. Settle your debates. Search your profile on CS Stats and turn on tracking to see all your games.
Double peek, he's getting his shot. Unbelievable!
Something special to throw up this decoy, and that's exactly what happens.
Katowice! We are back!
I'm on the concrete now. I can feel it all around. A chronicle of people caving in. Under the pressure of the death temptress, I can see all the fumbling. I see the storm give out. Umbrella weather, not a single cloud. I can see the storm give out. Why are you so tired all the time? Can't see through my
All right, team, listen up.
I've changed my mind. I'm gonna add the truffle butter filet mignon.
Oh, that's a great decision, boss.
I'll take the miso chicken.
Vibez for me.
I'm gonna do the blackened salmon.
Sweet and sour shrimp for me.
Hey Alexa, let's bring on the roar.
Okay.
Go the outdoor life. Unstoppable fun.
Baby, don't talk at me. You don't have to say a word to encourage the sun to come out to play on a rainy day. I know we belong, we magnetize. It's more than a man, he is my life. All that he touches turns gold. All for the riches he holds. Finest mind, he's held me 1,000 times. Baby, don't look for me. You don't have to try. I'm already with him until our last goodbye. We got so much time. I don't need to dream or fantasize. I pinch myself just to realize. All that he touches turns gold. All for the riches he holds.
What makes a daddy? Maybe it's just being the very best at what you do. And GoDaddy is the daddy of domains. Domains that give you an AI-powered website and marketing tools to grow your business, like I did. Get the right domain and the world will know your name because you're more than an idea. You're the daddy now. Get everything to grow your business, only from the daddy of domains.
We hired a big media agency last year to handle all of our meta ads. I spent well over 6 figures on their fee and it didn't work out. And obviously my first instinct was Upwork to find us a freelancer before because I have been working with Upwork for literally 6 years. If you're not familiar, Upwork is a platform where you can hire freelancers all over the world for a range of different things, from marketing to operations to creative work, all without committing to a full-time hire. There are over 125 categories, 10,000 advanced skill sets. So you're not just hiring a marketer, you're hiring someone who does exactly what you need. And then what I really like is being able to see real work history, reviews, and past results before making your hire. I literally just found a media buyer about 2 months ago. He's been working with us and it has been seamless. And for me, it was a reminder, even 6 years into running this business, that scaling is not always about spending more money or doing something that feels flashy and big. It's just about making the right hires. And you can do that with Upwork.
Oh, hello, I do believe I am live. Hello, everyone. If you can hear me, say cabbages. I think that's a lovely way to start a stream. And yes, I apologize for being late. It's been an exciting little day. Basically, as what we're attempting to do is something a little bit special, I think it's important to go into it with a fair bit of setup. Oh, fantastic. You can hear me. That's wonderful. Sorry, I'm just speaking to Jabbo. So basically, the purpose of today's stream is a little bit different. We are doing a stream to try and raise funds to win a charity auction. Now, this specific charity auction is a Make-A-Wish auction whereby all of the funds from the winning bids are given to Make-A-Wish, which is a fantastic charity that helps support often children in very distressing and upsetting situations. And yes, our goal, well, and their goal, I said our goal, I do not work for Make-A-Wish. No, they're a fantastic charity. But yes, their goal is to often add a bit of light into those situations, which is very cool. And in order to help with that charity auction, Bethesda has basically decided to auction off a very cool opportunity, the ability to create a character for the Elder Scrolls 6. Now, Bethesda did this previously with Starfield, and someone did end up winning that and donating a nice large amount to charity. But this is not Starfield, this is the Elder Scrolls 6. This is the successor to Skyrim, a continuation from Oblivion, a distant relation to Morrowind, a second cousin removed to Daggerfall, and who the heck knows what else. So, yes, this is a big game and a big opportunity, which I would definitely not like to miss. And I thought maybe you guys wouldn't like to either. So yes, that is why we're doing this stream. At the moment, the auction currently has the opportunity
Zaxby's Giant Wraps. Chicken Bacon Ranch, Asian Sensation, and Buffalo Blue. Who's got the sauce?
Take the thought out of CS2 training and become the best version of yourself with Refrag. Refrag
on the middle of the map. A very confident display. Poor. Quick to the click, Shiro finds underpass.
And that was a tricky round. Furia trying to get quite technical, trying to keep those pieces moving. That opening kill on a Soulfly was great, but Wakadia, we know what this man has been delivering. The future of Turkey is here and present.
And you said it, Madja. He put his troops in the right place. He was so ahead of that complex call from Fury. He had a third body on B.
And here's the response with Sid on the timeout. So going back and forth with these in the early stages. Wanted to get in before the money is gone. Does the game plan now shift? Do they settle into something a little bit more standard? Yuri has the best long spawn. Doesn't look like they're postured to take these. Eyes on Molodoy's all picking suicide as usual. Has a B spawn here, so he will be late to the plate. But Woxic has his, so we get to see them go toe-to-toe. Big nade damage onto Fallen, on down from Madja. Oh, and a second onto Yakinda, who dismantles, wanting to track down Madja's pushes. Again, they just sell long. You can see the prep playing in for both teams heavily. Not scared of Furia taking this. They want to stuff the short progression.
Madja will flash on Zantara's call.
Nobody will be hindered by this. Looking to collapse on middle. Wakadia coming to join the fray.
Will Sid's timeout lead to Furia finding that fourth round?
Pesarado, if he is around short, he's bound to get an awful lot of information here.
Yeah, but Zantara should have his head. Look at that. Perfect setup to succeed as Zantares. Madja's flash. Zantares provides the head.
Wakadia cheating back over towards B now, 40 seconds. Furia look hesitant. They feel like they've been rumbled, that they're going to be red. Well, two on the site, ready to deal damage.
You just need a good entry. Eyes on Yakinda. Yuri to provide the trade if he can't hack it. There's Wakadia in the window. He's done it again, removing Wakadia. You need Soulfly. There's the trade. Is it available? Is it available? Mantle's up for two. Soulfly's done very well. Puts them into a winnable retake on B. Zantares is quick on the back door as well. Madja's going to join him. 2 through tons. Woxic kicking up a stink from the door side. Molodoy spotted out by Zantares towards that big box. You've got a lurk smoke.